Troy,
Yes,
Liverpool,
mate.
Man City.
Yes, sir.
Man City are in absolutely terrible form. Never
Yeah.
seen this under Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
In your heyday, if you came up against this Man City, how would you feel? In the days leading up, would you feel like you're going to score a hat trick against these boys?
You'd feel like you've got an opportunity. I played against this Man City team. Oh God, 5-6 times, and every time got royally. So it would have been nice when you're going into the games. Like, let's say it's a Saturday, Friday, you've had the team meeting, and you come out of it going, "Oh my God, like how are we going to stop these?" Whereas now the footage over the last few weeks would have been, okay, there's holes there, there's weaknesses there, they're missing chances, and you just don't want to be the team that they come good against. Do you get what I mean? So you'll be like, the defenders will be going, right, we've got a chance, and the strikers will be thinking, right, if we get crosses in or if we can hit them on the counter attack, we'll obviously have an opportunity to score. But I didn't have that luxury because I got every time. So.
I think one member of City's defence that has come in for a lot of criticism lately is Kyle Walker. He's
that's unfair though.
Why?
Because he's now all of a sudden old, because he's been ran twice by Semenyo, who's not exactly slow, and Adama Traore, who's basically Usain Bolt. So it's not fair criticism, I would say. I think there's a lot of people like Akanji who gets away with murder in that regard. He's not really defended great, and then Kyle's the one who we dig out. But that's the role of being a big player, isn't it? He'll get just as much adulation as he does negativity. But I don't think Kyle's anywhere near done. I think maybe him as a right back could be moving on from this year. He could go into the centre back position, and he doesn't have to sprint as many times, repeated sprints as many times. But he's still quick and he's still very, very good. So I just think, be very careful to write this City team off. And I will be the guy that is cashing checks when we're in there and everyone's like, they're telling me today Arsenal are more favourites to win the league than Man City, and Man City are second. I don't know what's going on. And they've still got the best striker in the world, right? So I'm confused. But yeah, anyway, I don't know anything about football.
The tests for Walker don't get much easier because he's coming up against either Cody Gakpo or Luis Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that matchup will play out? Do you think that it's another tough week?
Listen, it's a tough game, and the thing that Kyle will go through now, which we all gone through, you can ask Benty and the guys here. You don't ever feel old until it happens. As a person, as a player, as an athlete, you think, right, I could do this forever. I've not lost a yard. I've not ever. And then someone runs past you, you go, oh, I am actually getting old now, and he won't feel it until the game. I think City are going to be better organised. I think this is a perfect game for them, and I know that's a weird thing to say, but Liverpool just beat Real Madrid, so they're going to be up there. Their fans are expectant. Everyone, but this is the first time in the last 5 years Man City have been underdogs in a game for the betting companies, so everyone's writing them off. So I think they'll be more together, more solid, and I can see them nicking it, mate. 2-1. Book it.
Another big storyline is Mo Salah. He's
go again. Yeah.
No, it's not like the last time.
No, it's all good.
But his, the comments after the Southampton game when he just gave that interview completely unprompted. He said he's probably more out the win. Jamie Carragher had some interesting comments as well when he called Salah selfish. Colby.
Yeah.
Do you agree with Carragher's assessment, or do you think Salah has the right to, sort of protest?
No, I think it's. I could just understand both sides of the argument. Is it selfish? Not really. It's business, and it'd be selfish if he had, let's say, he'd stopped playing and said he's got a back injury and everyone knew was fine, but he was longing it out and then got his contract, and all of a sudden I'm back again. He's playing, he's scoring, he's still the key component as to why they're winning games. Even like at Southampton when they were poor, he was obviously the factor in getting them over the line. I think taking the shirt off was an obvious side as well. I think everything about that game was premeditated from Mo Salah and his team. So the argument would probably be, it seems to be about contract length, doesn't it? 2 years or 3 years. So I think him scoring, taking his shirt off and giving it like not a shred of fat on me, I'm in good nick, is to say like, look, I'm still fit, I'm still able to do it. And then I think the stopping and going, I ain't got a contract yet, is both true and a lie. What he's saying is he hasn't got a contract there to sign, but there is conversations. That's how we know there's a 2 and 3 year gap, because they've spoke about it. And normally how it would work for players is, you're my agent, you go in and chat, and me and you will have private conversations, and then I'll only come into it when it's more or less there. It's a tweak on line A and B, or when this, I don't know, we agree our signing on fee is £1 million, but it might be split over 4 years of 250,000. I might go, actually, you know what, I want to buy a house, so can I get 500,000 up front and then split the rest? So they're the kind of tweaks that happen at the last minute.
Do you think he stays or does he go?
I think they'd be foolish to let him walk out the door. What I would do if I was Liverpool would call his bluff, and I'd stick a contract in front of his face Monday morning and go, there's 3 years on the terms you wanted, and I'd let everybody in the press know that it's happened, but I'd also say you got a week to sign it.
Now another big name player, Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah.
He
stinky
didn't.
Mbappe at the minute. He's stinky.
Hey, I mean, your words, not mine.
Tell me I'm wrong. He's stinking. He's honking. Yeah. He's fine.
What makes you say that?
Because he's played. That's the truth. It's not that he's a. People get confused when you talk about someone's form as opposed to talk about someone as a person. His attributes are unbelievably good. I think it was a mistake for Real Madrid to sign him from a purely football point of view. Obviously, the generation of like money and all of that stuff, I totally understand that. But he doesn't like playing through the middle. He likes to play on the left. But your best player is on the left. But business-wise, it makes sense. I think he has an ego that is huge, that needs checking, and I think that's why France dropped him out of the team. And they've got to come up with a new way of playing and a new way of figuring it out, because you've added a superstar into that team of already superstars, and look at the difference in this year's team to last year's team. It's completely different, and I think he needs to hit a low, like an all-time low, and then he'll be able to come back. Everyone misses penalties. It happens. He's one of those things, but I just think he's struggling with the weight of the shirt at this moment in time.
There was an interesting clip, I'm not sure if you saw it, where he looked to give Bellingham some instructions and Bellingham literally just ignored him and just gave instructions to everyone else. Yeah. Do you think that's a sense that even the team aren't really on board with Mbappe and they struggle with his dynamic within the dressing room?
I don't know. I don't know is the answer. There is times in games like, I haven't seen the clip, so I'm just going off instances that I've had in my time where it looks a lot worse than it is, because sometimes I'm barking orders at you and I'm not really paying attention to what's coming on, and people don't understand, like when you're playing, I think there's 60,000, 70,000 people, you're able to block out all of that noise and just hear what you're saying, like man on or 1-2 or whatever it might be. So I think there's times we do cop a deafen and don't realise that someone on our team was talking to us. I don't know in that regard. I would say, based off what you're saying, it would look as if Mbappe has been at PSG and has been able to say and do whatever he wants, and then he's coming to Real Madrid and probably thinks it's the same, and he's starting to understand there is a way and an understanding of doing things at Real Madrid. But yeah, I don't really know is the honest answer, because I haven't seen the clip and I don't really give a so.
Fair. Another big name as well, Harry Kane.
Yes.
He didn't score against PSG midweek, and Deeney was pretty strong in his comments about...
Again.
Saying that Kane, like the jury's still out on him in terms of performing in big games.
Okay.
Your face sort of says it all there. What's your take on those comments?
Boring. So if they don't win and he doesn't score, he's not big. He's not a big factor. But when they win and they score, it's not his fault. It's everyone's fault. How does that work? Yeah. So I don't know Didier Hamann. He's a wonderful footballer, but probably thinks I'm a. I think he talks sometimes. I think every time Harry scores, I don't ever hear anyone go, he's the sole reason they won. It's like great team performance and Harry Kane capped it off at the end. And when they lose, it's like, no, Harry Kane's fault. So what do you want him to do? Like, the kid scores goals. Unbelievable footballer. And I think, as I just said on air there, when people get over 30, older pros try and get rid of them. But like, I always try and go, like, just remember that was you not too long ago. When everyone wanted you out the door and you're like, hold on, I'm working, I'm still doing this. He's still scoring. And we're all trying to replace him at England, and now in Germany they're trying to replace him as well. So I think just give the kid a break, man. You can have your opinion on whether you think he's a good player or not, but whenever they don't win, it's his fault. Whenever they win, it's everybody else's fault.
Why do you think that's the case in terms of, pundits, once a player turns 30, they try and get him out of there?
I think it's just it's an easy one, isn't it? It's an easy one. And also I think there's a little bit of a reflection that these guys are able to keep fitter, whether that's injuries or the way they look after themselves. They're just still playing and we're not. Like, I don't give a most people do. I just think fair play to you. Like, I'm one of those people that I'm really comfortable with what I did in the game, whether that's good, bad or indifferent. I know what I did, so I can just watch football for what it is. No one's watching Harry Kane and going, oh my God, he's fell off the face of the earth, he can't score. No one thinks that. Just people that are a little bit.
Haman also said that he has questions whether Kane will start for England at the next World Cup. Do you think?
Well, that's fair because he's old.
So
it's 2 years away.
Right now, do you think he's the man to start, or do you think there's going to be?
Of course he is. What were you? You're an Aussie, so you want us to lose. You're English. So would you be comfortable right now going into the World Cup with Solanke, Watkins, and Delap, and we're going to go in that with intentions to win it?
They're just not as proven as Kane.
No, but I'm asking you, would you be comfortable with that? No.
You need Kane there, even as a bench option.
There you go.
Leadership.
So it's like we're all ready to, like, this is a thing in media and football. We're always like, what's next? What's next? Like, but when Beckham was getting like a cap for 5 minutes for coming on when he was playing at like LA Galaxy and stuff, it was great because he was a media darling. Do you get what I mean? Harry Kane's still scoring, still delivering. And there's no, like, I like Ollie and the boys. I think they're nice kids, but they're not standout. Even like last year, there was an argument like who should have started, Watkins or Tony. So it's not as, do you know what I mean? It's like they're the arguments, not who's starting above Harry Kane. I just think you need to get runners off of Harry Kane. He's never been rapid anyway, but as you get older, you can't do repeated sprints. You got younger people that need to run for him, and that's the game. It's been that way since fucking hell was kicking a pig's liver around. Do you know what I mean? So just, yeah, I think people just get too caught up in trying to slag Harry Kane off. I don't really think there's any need for that.
He was also surprisingly left out of the nominees for the FIFA, I'm going to get this wrong, FIFA Best Men's Player Award.
Why surprisingly?
Because he finished 10th. I think it was 10th or 9th in the Ballon d'Or rankings. I think, if you're doing that well, you should be at least nominated for that award.
What did they win last year?
Didn't win anything, but he was in very good goal scoring form. And Messi got nominated for the FIFA award. Do you think?
But Messi, Ronaldo always get votes because people just got accustomed to voting for those guys.
Yeah, Ronaldo's not on the list though.
Yeah, because he's in Saudi and we don't talk about it. But he's also not at Miami in a team that got out of the playoffs, and no one talks about that. But there's David Beckham's there, and now Mascherano's there, and now so he's got to understand how narratives work in people's voting, and also the World Cup's still fresh in people's minds with Messi. So I think that's happened. Ronaldo's been out of the picture for 2 years now, and also people get bored. Like Ronaldo scored 900th goal or played his 900th game the other day. I don't know what it was, some bad stat for Portugal. It was 900 or something, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, he's done that again." It's like, that was 900. I'm sure it was 900 goals.
Yeah, 900 goals.
Wasn't it? Yeah, 900 goals. Like, that sentence itself is mental. Like, I hadn't scored 900 since I was 4 years old, even if we count Sunday leagues. Do you know what I mean? It's and people just go, "Oh yeah, next." It's like the guy's a freak. So I don't think he should have been in, because you could literally go, he wasn't in the top. Let's say he wasn't in the top 20. You could pick 5 players out of the Real Madrid team that should be in there. You could pick 6 players out of the Spain team that should have been there. You can pick 4 players out of the Man City team, 3 out the Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Once you start doing that, now you're into the 20. You can pick 7 players out of the Leverkusen team. So he shouldn't have been in that, in my opinion.
Yeah, fair. What about Messi being in that? Do you think that's fair, even though he's been in Miami, which is a lower level of competition compared to the Bundesliga?
It's a lot lower, but it's also, like I say, I just think he's still prevalent, isn't he? Like the kits are still mint. So like my kids have got the Inter Miami tops. I've even got one actually. The kits are lovely. Bex is there. It's more glamorous.
Do you think the kits play a role in voting?
Of course they do.
Do you reckon?
Because it's about what you see. I'm not saying like someone goes, oh, that kit for Palermo is lovely, so we're going to vote for the goalkeeper. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you don't see many people walk around in the Saudi top of Ronaldo. Do you get what I mean? But you are seeing loads of kids walking around in the Inter Miami top. That's the point I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I got 4 kids, man. I just live through them.
That's it's an expensive number of jerseys to keep.
You're not wrong. Any chance, Bex? Any chance?
Lastly, Reece James, he's gone down with another injury. And
his 8th hamstring injury.
Yeah, so I mean that means 654 minutes he's played since he got the captaincy 15 months ago, which is it
Call
is,
it as it is, mate.
Yeah.
Hamstrings are made of cheese.
How does he come back from this? Or can he come back from this?
I think, unfortunately, and I don't ever like to make fun out of people because injury is hard, man. But it's 2 ways. I do believe it's the start of the end for him. I think he's going to be in the Jack Wilshere mould, and he's going to retire at a very young age. And we're going to always talk about the potential that he had, unfortunately. If it was me, and let's just go paint a scenario. If I'd had 8 injuries in 4 years, 8 hamstring injuries in 4 years, let's say I was only ever using Chelsea's physios and doctors, I'd be going to, right, let's have a chat. I'm never using you lot again. I'm going to go and get my own person. I'm going to work here. I'm going to do that. I'd make a drastic change. If he's been using his own people, then they'll be getting sacked and I'll be suing them. Because you can't keep having the same injury because something along that line is breaking down. So it is really a shame because I don't think we're ever going to see the true potential of what Reece James is. I think from a captain's point of view, I thought it was strange from the start. I don't see captain and leadership credentials in him. See him as a good player and as a nice person, but I think they stitched him up a little bit, to be honest. And then secondly, he needs to go and speak to a JT, Frank Lampard, and ask the question like, what's it like to be? What does it entail? Phone Didier Drogba. When you came to Chelsea, what did you expect? What did you see? And then try and live that model into this new day and age. But what do I know?
If you were in charge of Chelsea's transfer dealings, do you keep Reece James, or do you think you've got to cut your losses and sell him?
I think if you get some money for him, you've done well. I also think it's similar with Luke Shaw. You're not denying that their ability and how good they are, but if they're not fit to play, why are you paying them for? You may as well go and give that space to another young player and unfortunately cut your losses, because you can't keep saying every time he's fit he's great. You've just said, what is it,
654 minutes is all he's played.
And then you break that as 90 minutes of the game. So he's played 7 and a bit games of football this season. 15 months, sorry.
Yeah, since he's got the captaincy.
Yeah. 15 months, 7 and a bit. There's 7 games this month, just to put that into perspective. So, yeah, you have to cut your losses, unfortunately.